Nobody heard any of that because I had my mic muted. Sorry, everyone,
great.
for about 30 seconds of empty nothingness there. It's Christy. It's time to game. All right, let's just get to this. Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, so handing it over to the dungeon mistress.
All right. Can everybody hear me?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right, good. So, yes, we're here in these difficult times to have a little social interaction and a little bit of escapism. So hopefully that all goes well. Yay. So when last we left our heroes, we were in a deep underground tomb where they had recently had a battle with some mummified beings who nearly killed them.
Actually killed them. Yes, sort of killed one of them for sure.
No,
And then unkilled.
I genuinely want to make Blue's death canon. Like it
is.
happened.
Don't. Shh.
Okay. Never mind. I am silent now.
Yes. It was a very bad battle, but they were eventually victorious. And briefly, if everybody wants to introduce their characters.
Sure. I'll go first. I'm playing Erasmus, Pyromaniac Kobold.
I am R&D. I am playing Blue Sky, who is now terrified of mummies, and is also a giant rat.
Next, our paladin.
Oh, sure. I'm Reverence, being played by Jess S.D. Fisher. I am the nature paladin of the group. Hello.
Yeah, and I am playing Elsbeth, who is a half-elf, kind of nerdy, bookish cleric. And also, apologies, I can't get both the chat window up and the screen up, so I'm just going to keep the chat on the side. So, hi, PZ Myers, who's stopping by the way. Nerd.
Like we,
and also
like
awkward
we
pasta.
didn't know that he was a nerd already.
Yeah.
I think I saw it was his birthday the other day.
Oh.
So happy belated birthday.
Yes. Zum
The other day.
Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück.
Happy birthday, lots of luck.
Yeah, all like good wishes on your birthday. On your birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, much luck. Yeah.
I know a bit of German, so.
Yeah, so do I.
All right. So after your battle, you had cast Lehman's tiny hut and had a long rest.
Yeah, because we needed it.
Yes.
You woke up and removed Blue Sky's curse from him.
Mm-hmm.
And you are at the entrance to this tomb. What are you going to do?
I mean, I'm assuming the tomb continues.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. We've already been in the room beyond this one, correct? That was where Blue Sky was mauled to death
And
by
we
several.
found all of the really nasty. We learned the last nasty history.
Then I reckon in the morning we should probably go in there and do a little investigation.
Yeah,
correct?
check out the place.
All right, then we'll head inside that tomb then.
Okay, so you go into the room that you can see on your screen now, which is the one that Blue Sky was mauled in. And you walk in and you see, of course, the dead and desiccated remains, what little is left of these mummies.
Slightly charred.
Slightly charred. You see the catacombs that each of them came out of. And you see at the end a light that seems to go, it could be a window or a small door, it's hard to tell. Something maybe Erasmus could fit through, but probably nobody else. That is beside the hole in the wall that the 3 unlucky adventurers were stuffed into, if you remember.
Yeah, the ones that were the mushy mummies.
I want to take a look and see if I can find any more writing in here.
Okay, roll investigation.
That is an 11. So not the best roll.
There is some writing by each of the catacombs.
Should I go?
And they're in different in different languages. What can you all what is your language proficiencies?
Common and Draconic. And I would be able to recognize Primordial. But not
All right.
read it.
Yep, I've got. I wrote these down last week. Where did they go? Common. Oh, I've got to scroll down. Common, Elven, Abyssal, Primordial, and Celestial.
Okay. Reverence and Blue, what do you got?
I am typing them up real quick.
Okay. I think they were Elven and Sylvan.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have
Common, Elven, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Common, Elven, and Infernal.
Okay. So you can see that 2 of the catacombs have writings in Elvish. And in those catacombs, they have names and some basic information.
Ah, so
them,
like a grave.
Yes.
How
Well,
old
I
are
guess
they?
that makes sense.
Are they really old or pretty recent or ancient?
Ooh, good question.
What is the names on these graves?
Also a good question.
Okay, so of the 2 that you can see, you see the one on the bottom, which is written in Elvish script, is Rin Shindazi.
Rin Shindazi.
Is that
Any
would we
dates?
recognize that as an Elven name since it's written in Elven?
Yes, that is an Elven name. Not necessarily the most common Elven name you've ever heard.
But it indicates that the person in there was probably at least half Elven.
Yes. And, oh, sorry.
Do we recognize anything about these names, or is they just are they
I was going to tell you the other name,
okay?
which is Tanria Roland.
Oh, what's the name out in that statue in the front we saw of the city that was the founder?
Not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay. Well,
And if you want to roll a history check.
Anyone in particular good at remembering historical facts?
let me check.
I am very much average.
Yep, I've got history, some bonuses.
Okay.
There you go.
22, nice.
Oh, that is nice. This is some old history, but you do remember that Tanria Roland was a knight, and a particularly good and decent knight, known for his many valiant adventures. This was over before the Pax was signed. And, all right, because it's a 22, he was particularly known for fighting the undead.
Oh, he was captured or something.
Helps to have a bookish cleric in the group. And a good roll.
Well, perhaps he was always working for them secretly.
Fair point.
Okay. So a pretty famous tomb. For nerds.
Yes, he is.
All
I
right.
want to go check that hole.
Go
All
ahead.
right.
And we never saw him again.
I go and like peek my head into it. What do I see?
You see on the far end of the it's like a little mini alcove.
By the way, I
and
can hear the knocking. Just
I'm sorry.
oh, okay.
What
All
was
right.
That's probably
If it's just kids
somebody
playing,
doing something.
that's fine. Yeah. All right.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Just for the audience. No one's being ignored. There's no door that we have. Our headphones don't hear. Need to go check.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
have
about you,
kids,
but-
and they're upstairs. They're playing. I have no idea what they're playing,
They're
but
having
they're
fun.
quiet and happy.
Yeah, exactly. And therefore, we are happy too.
Oh yes, you were looking in. It's like an alcove that goes back probably 25 feet. Do you want to just make a perception check? Let's see.
That's a 7. That's a 6. That's not.
Yeah, it's hard to make out exactly from your vantage point, but anybody who's looking in there would see that there's some urns and some boxes.
I'm gonna crawl in.
Okay.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Can we tie a rope to him so he doesn't get lost?
Or we can yank him out quick.
I'm already in. There's no time to tie.
He's already gone. He's gone.
Zoop.
How hard
All
have
right.
we tried to
He's
tie a rope
gone.
to him?
Okay.
Erasmus, I knew him well. All right, let's put a slab over this so he.
So I don't come back.
Whatever comes back, we don't want to see it.
All right. Well, you head forward, and you're able to walk upright. Anybody else would have to crawl, but you can walk upright, and you go through to the very back. There is at the back it's less of an urn than a sarcophagus. And it's lying flat as opposed to standing up. There is in the wall itself, there are 5 urns which are placed, which seem to match the artwork on the sarcophagus. And there are 2 chests.
Well, does it look like the chests are like open, like able to be opened?
They appear locked. They have locks on them.
Oh.
Are they small enough to pass through the hole?
They're big enough that Erasmus would have to push them to you.
That ain't happening. I have a strength of 6. I am weak as fuck.
Well, we have rope.
So wait, is there like a chamber, or does it just end? Like it
just
widen?
ends.
It doesn't widen at the end.
Yeah, it does not widen at the end. It just ends.
Guys, I think there's treasure in here.
Well, how do we get to it?
You want to try pushing it out?
Yeah, give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'm just assuming I need to make a swing check.
All right, so you're going. Which one are you going to? There's they're both similar, but one is sort of longer than the other.
Which one is closest to the way out?
The longer one.
I'm gonna go with that one then.
Okay, roll a strength check. Sorry. Yeah.
That's a 6.
You know, it's just awkward, like, and trying to get it over. It's just you struggle with it for a few minutes and then go, it's just not happening.
I recommend we throw a rope through and try to pull it to the door. And then
I go out and like get the rope and go back in.
Okay. So you tie it to, there's kind of like handles. And you tie it to the long chest. And who is doing the pulling?
I'll do the pulling, but would somebody like to assist me?
I'm weak AF.
Yeah, no.
if someone would simply assist me,
I can help out. I'll help
such
out.
a role.
I'll help out. I'll do what I can.
Not that it matters.
No, I made no difference.
You're able to get this out, and you see a long chest, longer than usual, and not very high. And it is covered in elven runes.
Fancy.
Can you read that? I can't remember what languages you had.
I can read.
Elven?
Elven?
All three of you can read it.
Yes.
It seems to be a poem.
Ooh.
And as you read it, it's hard because it's in a complicated script, but it says something like, there is no time for time to know as far as you can go. Sorry. As far as you can... there is no time for time to... Why am I not able to get this out?
Well, you're translating it from Elven.
Yeah, apparently.
So...
There is no time for time to know. The time that lasts is time to go.
All right.
That sounds...
Time to
go.
You hear from there, like inside the the tunnel. That sounds really death related again.
All right. Let's see. What do I have? Do I have like a what do I have as cantrips? Make sure there's.
I would like to cast detect magic on myself.
On yourself?
Yeah, of course. Detect magic as in I look around and I see what magical items are around.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were trying to see if you were net magic.
No.
You already know
because you're making detect magic. Just this giant endless loop.
So you detect, you cast detect magic. There are within the 5 urns and the 2 chests are clear signs of magic.
On them
right, so,
or inside them? Are they have something been cast on the urns and the box, or is there radiating magic out of them?
Right. So the urns are radiating magic out from them. And the chest in front of you, again, it seems to be the something from inside. The other chest has both magic on the inside and the outside.
Well, we need to be wary of that chest over there, but this one right here seems okay. Does anybody have the ability to pick locks?
No, but if
You do have the locksmith.
We do have the locksmith.
I guess I could always just bust open every lock.
It's not like we need to be sneaky.
I'm just saying that what if there was a precious breakable item inside this here
Just
box?
hit the actual lock, not the box itself.
just don't roll a 1.
Is this a lock that's hanging off the chest, or is this embedded into the chest?
It is a lock that is embedded into the chest.
You still hit it.
Here.
I just look at Erasmus. I'm like, you're a locksmith, aren't you?
Okay, just usually I would do this. Is anyone going to check for traps?
If someone would check these things for
Force.
traps first.
Or smashing it.
Who has the highest investigation?
Blue?
I've got 2 out of
I have 3+.
So blue.
Didn't check for
No, nope, take it back.
No, because that's intelligence, not
It's
wisdom.
intelligence, not smart. Not wisdom. I thought
Okay,
it was
so
wisdom.
probably
I lied.
me.
I wasn't a thief, so I didn't go for investigation as a
Okay, I go back out and check the one. Like I come back out and check the one that they're currently looking at.
All right, roll investigation.
That's a 13.
As you sort of feel your hands around and look into the lock, you can see that there is a tiny little wire that is set to, that if anybody were to sort of stick something in there, probably something would go off. You're not sure what.
let's see. What is it? Like disarm trap? I don't even.
It's a thieves' tools, locksmithing tools again.
Yeah, we don't have the equipment for it.
Well, should we go to?
Ooh. We do you still have your tiny hut?
Actually, hold on. I have a crowbar and woodworking tools from my carpenter's tool.
Oh.
So
If you would like to use those, you could
there's nails and stuff in there. Like it
make a dexterity check in this case.
Okay.
I believe in you.
16.
That's fingers crossed.
With the little pliers that you have been known to use, you reach in and ever so delicately clip the wire. You hear a clink, clink, and nothing happens.
No.
The trap has been disarmed.
So let me get this straight. You don't know what a boat looks like.
I know what a fucking
Give you wire. You're like, I got
That's
that.
what I keep saying.
Oh, Kevin is in the chat and typing penis.
Of course.
Hi,
He is.
Kevin.
Okay, it should be unlocked now. So you can.
Is it unlocked
it's not
or is it simply?
unlocked.
It's, well,
Yes.
no, it's not. It's
Untrapped.
untrapped. It's untrapped. Disarmed. Can I attempt to also unlock it using the carpenter's tools, like with
You
disadvantage, or?
Roll an intelligence check first.
That's a 4. Nope, ain't happening.
Yeah, you can't. You just can't figure out a way that you could do this. Like you're looking at your tools, you're looking at the lock, and you're like, I don't
All right.
do anything.
Give me that crowbar.
Wait. No, slow down. Okay. So this is just like a regular chest, like a regular box, right?
With a lock, yes.
With a lock.
Hmm.
Can I make, and it's gonna be cat shaped because it's me. Can I make a cat shaped ice inside the lock to like pry it open? Like a wedge?
Ooh.
Oh,
Someone hasn't watched that, man.
okay. Roll.
Erasmus,
Is that
hand me
an
that crowbar.
attack?
I mean, it's just a thing that I can do. Like, it's just an ability that I can manipulate. Like, I can make a 1 by 1 foot thing of elementals. Like, I can make 1 by 1 foot fire thing, or a 1 by 1 foot dirt thing, or
All
1 by
right.
1 foot ice thing, or water thing.
Roll a d20 for me.
13.
You get it in there. You slide this cat-shaped wedge. You see that you do splinter the wood somewhat, and you're pretty sure that you will never get this you'll never, this is never going to, box is never going to be a chest again that will work. But it does open for you. You see inside a long sword covered in stars and a medallion with an hourglass inscribed upon it. And I'll need you to roll me a Constitution check. Save.
20.
Nice.
Wow. You're seized with a sense of vertigo.
Oh.
You're dizzy. You're unable to focus for a moment. But you manage to fight back the desire to just keel over. You're able to keep standing. The nausea you feel from the vertigo does not cause you to throw up, but you are.
Are you all right? Are you feeling unwell again?
Like, even though I didn't throw up, can I throw up a hairball?
Yes. You can always choose to do that.
I don't like the implication that Blue also Blue licks himself.
Yep. Hairball.
Oh God.
And for a moment, you go blind to the rest of the room. And you see, you remember the battle. You remember how it went, right? Like, you were surrounded. You ran in. None of your fellows could go in afterwards because they were magically frightened. And so you went in by yourself. You were surrounded. But you guys managed to fight your way out. You remember that. But for a moment, you see yourself be attacked and killed and turn to dust and crumble away. And you know that didn't happen, but you feel very strongly as if that did happen and it was right. And then you come out of the vision.
Can we tell that something is up? Like, does he look different? Like, does he get it like a distant look?
Like, besides
roll perception.
Or maybe an insight check.
That's a 2.
Yeah, you could roll perception or insight.
That's another 1.
Roll a 5 total.
All right, I will also attempt. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, not great.
Erasmus and Reverence, you're looking at the inside the things that are inside, and you're not paying any attention really to Blue ever since he choked up that hairball. You're like, gross. Okay. So now you're just examining the sword, you're looking and not paying attention. Christy, out of the corner of your eye, he looks a little off to you.
Okay, so I go and sort of look a little bit closer, and see, is he coming out of it or still?
Yeah, it lasts seconds.
Okay, are you okay?
Oh, I like. I get this feeling, like, and that I'm like crumbling, but then I'm not, and I don't like mummies.
Okay,
What
well,
about daddies?
that makes sense after what we've seen and been through.
What
I
about
think-
this sword?
I pick up the medallion.
Right. What was the magical aura that's coming off the sword and the medallion? Like, do you know what school?
Right. So they are both divination.
Ooh.
Pick up the sword. Do I explode into dust?
No. For just a moment, you feel sadness and loss powerfully, but the sword almost feels like it turns away from you. And then there's nothing.
What about the medallion?
Who
I
picked it up?
Yeah, I picked it up.
It's a pretty medallion, you think. It's bronze. It's got this really cool hourglass shape on it. And there is some writing.
And I'm gonna guess that's probably not in Draconic.
Probably not. It's in Elvish.
Yeah, we can translate it.
Okay, so Elspeth, you take a look at it, and it has the name of a god on the back, and the god is Kronos.
Oh,
Kronos.
it's a time god,
Um,
right?
Well, makes sense with the hourglass.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want me to roll religion to see if I remember anything?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't a god that you've had a lot to do with personally, but Kronos is a god of time. It's pretty rare for people to devote themselves to this particular god, as he's known as being not a bad god, but aloof.
Like time itself.
He has a special bond with elves, and there are stories that he gave the gift of very long life to elves in order to try to communicate with them better, sort of, because time is so difficult for mortal beings to understand, and he wanted a connection with the beings on this plane, so he extended their lives that he might give them an insight into immortality.
Explains the poem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I go back. I take the rope off this chest and start.
What
going
about
in.
the urns? Can you grab those as well?
Well, I'm getting the other chest first.
Okay. Do the heavy lifting first, huh?
Wait. Has Reverence told me that chest seems to be magical, like the chest itself?
Yes, I said that one over there was magically chanted in some way. I wouldn't touch it if I were you, unless you knew what you were doing.
Can I make either an investigation or arcana, like to see if I can see any runes or anything on it? Like not touching, just
You
looking
can
at it.
you can do an Arcana check.
That's a 20. Not a natural, but a 20.
You can tell that this is some bad fucking mojo on this chest. It is. There aren't really runes, but everything about the chest is designed to give off a dark vibe. It is black, has a polished look, and it has an image on it that is kind of you would think of it as similar to a skull and crossbones, but done very artistically.
Okay, guys. Guys. I think the other chest is like really bad.
Maybe
It
leave that one
seems-
alone.
Well, that probably also means it has cool shit in it.
It's true.
We are here for an artifact, unless these are the artifacts.
Oh,
Well,
True. That is our mission.
well. It was mentioned that there were the myth was, the legend about this place was that there were multiple artifacts.
well, what if we found out what were in the urns, and maybe something in the urns can help us with the box?
Are the urns like you can just take them and like open them, or are they sealed?
Well, they are sealed. You could open them.
Okay, I take the biggest one of them and try to open it.
Roll a Constitution check.
Fucking knew it.
That's what I said to bring him
That's
out.
a 6. I'm rolling terribly.
Okay. Much like Blue, you have the same curse that he had on him before. You feel awful. And let me double check the name of that curse because I remember it.
Mummy rot.
Yes, mummy rot. Thank you.
Oh.
Well, happily, I actually-
Erasmus, you don't look so good, my friend.
How about
I don't feel good.
just a thought? How about we just tie everything and just drag it behind us rather than trying to open it?
Did I actually manage to open it?
You do.
Okay,
you
so
did
it wasn't
manage
just
to open
grabbing
it.
it.
Yeah, you opened it. It got it wasn't that hard to open. And as you can roll perception or investigation.
14.
It's like organs.
This is the
Oh.
necromantic, this is where they were keeping all the organs of the mummies.
But
Reverence or Christy, if either one of you or both of you want to make a religion check.
Okay.
I'll help you. You have
All
an
right.
advantage on it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You know that these need to be destroyed by fire.
Oh,
Or you are likely to have resurrected mummies within the space of a day or two.
all right. Well, I explained this situation to my pyromaniac colleague.
She doesn't even get through the sentence, and I completely forget that I feel like shit, and just like fire a firebolt at it instantly, just straight into the urn.
In there.
Okay. Roll an attack. Yeah.
That is a 20, not a natural, but a 20. I'm assuming that hits. It's an organ inside an urn. I don't think its AC is probably not that high.
The AC is not that high. And if you want to just roll damage quickly. Yeah.
17.
Yeah, you have smoked this. There ain't even ash left when you're done with it. It's just like kaboom. The whole urn kind of explodes, And when you see whatever was in there is gone now, it is burnt to a crisp.
I go get the other urns and bring them outside. Don't open it, just grabs them and and puts them outside in.
Elsbeth just looks like, I told you so.
Well, the question is, how do we burn the inside of them without opening them and getting rot? Or should I just open them since I presumably can't get the curse twice?
Yeah, and I can always do remove curse, so you're already cursed. I don't know if it has exponential. We can find out. We can do an experiment.
I'm opening it. Fuck it. I wouldn't. I at this point, I wouldn't. I'm too excited to actually think about that. I start opening them and shooting a firebolt into
How close are you to other people now?
I'm staying as far away from him as possible.
I agree.
Well, that's up to them. I've gone out and put them out so
in front of the opening.
Yeah, in front of the opening, just so I can
And we see you looking like death, and we're like, "Whoa, what is going on?"
You just see the pupils, the slit pupils, just go really narrow,
All right, so yeah, Hulk smash.
Yes, Hulk burn. So, do I need to make Constitution saving throws opening the other ones?
You've already got it, so...
Yeah, okay, but it could get worse.
I have never heard of anybody trying to get it right, so I don't even know if that's... but I think you're as cursed as you're going to be. So, as a reminder, that means any damage you take, you can't get it back.
Yes, and I will every 24
hours, you lose some health.
And if it drops to 0, I turn to dust.
Right. But I'm assuming that you have clerics and paladins with you, so that isn't likely to happen. Still, just in case, Mr. I'm just going to go running around opening up urns that I find in mummy tombs. Even after the dungeon mistress reminded me about checking for traps. But that's okay.
I will say that I was thinking about that, but my character sheet does say impulsive. So I am just playing my character here.
Fair enough. Makes it more fun.
I open all of them and set them up, lay them down so they're all the openings are facing me, and then I do a burning hands to get all of them at once.
All right, roll attack, I guess. Or is that a?
That's a saving. And
yeah, they'd make a dex save, and if they're not,
I think that you just get them then. So I guess
roll the damage.
Yeah, I
13.
would say that's enough to.
No, 14.
So you're able to smoke them. They are gone, and as they're gone, you see the image of death kind of curl up through the smoke and then dissipate. And Reverence, I think it's a 10-minute spell of detect magic. The magic is gone.
Is it also gone from the chest?
From just the urns?
From the urns.
Okay.
The magic from the chest is still there, and the magic from the sword is still there.
Oh, the amulet isn't magic?
The amulet's magic, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's more of a religious artifact.
Oh.
So it has more of that vibe. But yeah, it would still be magical in nature.
Okay.
But the chest is still incredibly trapped.
We should drag it behind us.
What if you touch the chest and it explodes?
Well, no, that's why we drag it behind us.
What if you touch it to put something on it to drag it behind us and it explodes?
Make Erasmus touch it, though.
Well, if we just throw a rope around it, you don't physically
Yeah.
have to touch it. You just have to secure the rope.
Throw it toward, just
Can I
throw it
try
toward the
shooting
rock.
it?
Pretend like it has
No.
coronavirus on the surface.
I go in in the tunnel where I still have a line of sight to, like a good ways back,
All right,
And-
I'm leaving the room.
and I'm firing a firebolt at the cursed chest.
A firebolt?
Yes.
Nothing
My
happens
God.
to it.
Oh,
That's disappointing.
that's also interesting because even I feel like a normal chest would have probably caught on fire.
Yeah, I was
so-
actually going to recommend trying to set it on fire, so that was my one good idea gone.
What if it's filled with ancient literature?
Why are we trying to set?
But it's
I
evil.
mean, never mind. I get.
I was trying
Who's
to see if I
The chest is evil, not the contents of the chest.
I was trying to see if shooting it would somehow trigger the magic trap, so I don't get it, but the fire gets it.
Ah,
just
okay, well,
tie a rope around it.
lasso
and
it like a
then-
cat.
I can't tie a rope around it without touching it.
yeah, you can. Just do a lasso thing.
Does it have handles?
Do a lasso thing.
Don't do a lasso thing, because if it has handles, you have to touch it unless you pull out gloves. Or...
Erasmus, are you an expert lassoer?
No, but I am good
I
at
bet he's
knots.
better at it than finding ships.
Like knots, I would be good at. Because,
Like-
like, I'm assuming I would be pretty good at tying knots, considering
You would
Like-
be very good at tying knots. So I'm going to say that the knot tying portion you do without any problem. And it's going to be a dexterity check to see if you can lasso.
How about this? You make the knot, make a lasso knot, and I'll throw it around it.
well, you would have to crawl in.
or
Well, that's true. It's really far away. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's at the other end of like 25 feet in,
yeah.
and it's like
I'm
I can
not-
stand
yeah,
in there.
I'm not fitting.
well, you can make
Are
more than
cats,
one.
are cats liquid in this reality like they are in ours?
Are cats what?
Liquid in this reality like they are in ours?
Yeah.
I think that
Squeeze
is
through.
your high dexterity. I think that's what
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you're agile if that's what you mean, and you could go in on all fours.
If your whiskers can fit in, then you can too.
Okay. Yes.
You could squeeze in, like you just wouldn't be standing.
Okay, let's do this. So you tie the knot, you do the lasso knot,
I hand it to.
you hand it to me, and I will do the throwing.
All right. So are you going inside?
Yes. Oh, this is such a terrible idea.
All right. So roll a dexterity check.
14.
That's not bad.
Almost gets it. It
Oof.
kind of loops it, but it's just not on it enough. It's like on it so that if you at an angle, so that if you actually pulled it, it would just come off.
You want to try again?
I could sit here and try all day until I fail at it. I'm gonna leave that up to Chrissy of how many times she'll let me try it.
I mean, try it again, I guess.
16.
You get it on.
The right.
Okay.
Let's pull this sucker out.
So that is a strength.
Would someone like to assist me?
Well, Blue's already holding it, so
Yeah.
I can assist
Right.
you. I'm out with you.
You get it.
26.
You get it to the edge, and now it's like right at the edge of the alcove, the lip. So, I mean, are you going to pull it out so that it falls? Are you going to? What are you going to do?
I think we're just gonna pull it out so that it falls, and
maybe
I mean, the plan is to drag it out all the way to wherever it is we're going, to our final destination, right? Because we ain't touching this thing.
Is there more chambers beyond this one, or is this it?
This is it.
Hmm. I'm going to walk out of this room with the rope in my hand. Tell everyone to leave this room as well.
Okay.
Come on, everybody out.
I am
Yes,
more
yes,
than
I'm
willing to
going, I'm
listen to this.
And then I'm going to pull it off the ledge from the other room.
How far away are you?
How far is it from that hole to the doorway to the other room?
I think it's far enough. There is a.
You know what? There's 60 feet of rope. I'll be 60 feet away.
And we can always, well, slightly less because there is the lasso.
All right, 45 feet away.
Okay, the lasso is not that many feet. It's like it's gotta be
Doesn't
like
matter.
50.
we were very determined to lie it on.
As it drops, a thunderous, a wave of thunderous force comes out of it. Let me see exactly how.
And we're all deaf from the echo.
Yeah, it's loud. It shakes the whole place. And I am just looking up something really quick. Because I
So glad I didn't touch it.
didn't necessarily expect you to do this, so that's okay.
It's not like we have dispel magic or anything.
That's true.
I could get it next level.
We are terribly. I like how
Actually,
unprepared we
I
are
did
for
have dispel magic. So
You have it prepared. You
But-
have the spell magic prepared.
I have
right
to check.
now.
I have to check what because before we started the game, what did I do? I think I was, let's see, cure wounds, guiding bolt, detect poison. Detect poison and disease.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
Not magic. I was detecting
Alright.
something. But dispel magic. I've got remove curse, but I didn't do dispel magic because I figured mummy stuff.
Yes, that's that makes sense.
But if we would have waited, I could have prepared it.
Yeah, tomorrow we could have waited another whole day.
Could have made time go fast. Make a hut. Knit.
Well,
This is a way better solution. It's
Yeah, just
tie a rope around
Smash
it.
into it.
We didn't
24
smash
hours.
it. We
Well,
dragged it out.
Crashed it out. Yeah, that was it.
You can only take one long rest a day.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you are far enough away that, I mean, you feel the tremor, but it is not enough to harm you.
Does it destroy the rope?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to.
The
Cast
chest is now open.
Oh, wonderful! What fell out of the chest?
Wait. Your detect magic should still be on. So does the chest? Has the chest itself stopped being magic?
Yes. The magical trap has been that was placed on the chest itself
Oh,
has been sprung.
Perfect.
And what is in the chest? Then
We would have to go look.
I'm going to go look now.
I'm gonna go with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay back in case either of you get cursed again.
I'm
All right. So you look inside and you see there's a bunch of stuff in the chest. So how close are you looking? Are you going to actually pick stuff up?
Well, I'm
First
gonna
I want
start out by looking to see what's actually in it.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys can roll perception.
All right. I'll give you.
That's a one.
I said I gave you an advantage.
Oh, 17.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's some jewels in there. You see some what looks like a couple of vials with liquid in it. You see a book of some sort.
The vials with liquid in it, and a book and some jewels. Is it all magical, or is it just some of it magical?
As you concentrate on it, you do. Oh, and I should say there's also some coins and a couple of things that as you peer in, don't appear like magical per se, but they just look like objects that you might have around, like art objects.
Valuables.
Don't we have a bag of holding?
The
Oh, sorry.
We do.
the vials emit a magical essence that is, it's there, it's mild. That book is a powerful necromantic object.
What school is he able to check what school the vials are?
I'm actually not. I believe they would be. Whew. Now, I don't think that's listed under their names, but let me look if I can figure that out.
We have a bag of holding, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have it.
Can you turn it inside out and grab the things and put it?
I think if you turn a bag of holding inside out, you destroy the universe.
No, it empties all the contents that are in the bag.
Oh.
Mhm.
That's less exciting.
Now, if you put a bag of holding in a bag of holding, it creates a rift in the universe and sucks everything within it of a certain radius into it and destroys it.
Let's not do that.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds like a very useful trap.
It does. Let's not do that.
I believe it would be transmutation. Yeah.
There's some jewelry. There's some coins. There's is the jewelry magic?
Are you looking in yet, or are you?
I went with him and it's looking in.
Are you
I
like digging through, because like this is like a jumble of things in there. It's not like neatly laid out, so
okay.
you have to like go poking around.
Sure.
Okay. So, you see.
I mean, I'm not the one detecting the magic, so.
The only things that are magical in there are the 2 potions and the that book.
Okay.
So
And
the
actually,
jewels, the money.
I forgot to say, since you were discussing the chest, in that little place where they stuffed the attempted zombies from the attempted mummies from the adventurers, you can sense a magical. You detect some magic from there as well, and it is. It seems to be coming from a pair of boots that appear to be part of what the adventurers wore, you assume.
Hey, Erasmus.
Hmm?
Look at those boots over there. They're magical. You still have that terrible disease. Why don't you go pick them up?
I give you like a weird look and go pick them up.
Yeah, there's no problem. They were all just stuffed in there. It looks like they just took their stuff and threw it all in there. You see, like.
Is there anything else useful?
Junk. Yeah, I mean, you see that they had a rapier that has gone a little rusty, but it could be.
I'm gonna give my enemies tetanus.
There are a set of thieves' tools.
Hey, that might have been useful.
A little late now.
There is there's some leather armor, but it looks like when they attempted to mummify, they just sort of either pulled or used knives to sort of gouge them open. So it's kind of a mess. in there, but the boots that Reverence points you to look like very cozy winter boots, furry.
Can he tell? Hey, Reverend, can you? What kind of magic is this? Also, it's boots. I don't wear boots.
What sort of magic is the boots?
Hang on.
If only one of us had the identify spell.
We could just go to town.
I know, but we don't know what any of this shit does.
Yet.
Okay. All right. It does. These things do not say. So I think they are transmutation.
Transmutations and necromancy. Mummies, you know.
Well, transmutation could also just like technically speaking. I think haste would also be transmutation because it's like it changes stuff.
You want to try them on?
I don't think. Well, shoes and boots isn't really my thing. It's kind of hard to have boots when you have claws.
I see.
But what if they give you amazing powers with your fire?
Your fire boots.
I stuff a hand into one of them.
These boots were made for flaming.
Like a fist.
Snuggly and soft.
I say we give it to one like the more humanoid people.
Well, I don't know. Why don't we just go back in town and pay? We've got.
Do I feel any different from having them wearing them on my hands?
Not currently. You can roll an Arcana check.
I try to knock them together and see, like, tap them.
like 3 times.
It disappears.
That's a 10.
Okay. So, you know, a lot of these magical items need attuning to. Like, you need to, like, put them on and sit and meditate and spend some time with it, you know.
But it also means I need to know what they... Do I need to know what they do to attune to them?
No. You can attune to them and then... I mean, it helps to know so that if they're like an evil cursed item, you're not going to become an evil cursed person.
Well,
like,
I mean,
good idea, but...
the adventures had, like, that went in here had them. So presumably they're like they didn't come from in here. They didn't come from all the evil.
Does anybody want to detect evil and good? Does anybody have that?
Let me see.
Reverence, I think, has it.
I have the ability to detect evil and good. I do not prepare that spell ever.
I have poison and disease.
Just so one of you just put it on.
I'm gonna. Can I attempt to put them on?
Look, they fit me better. Why don't I?
Okay.
I'll put them on. I can't
Yeah,
believe
because-
you're doing this.
She turns to dust.
Yeah.
But only after she attunes to them.
Ooh, they're nice and cozy.
All right, so you are you going to sit and do the attunement? Because that takes like a few minutes.
Okay, yeah, I'll find some stone and I'll sit down
So that's
or walk around
in
in
an
them.
hour. Basically, take a short rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd tune to the longsword just to see if I can figure out what it does, if I can. Arise, would you like to attune to that trinket you have there?
The amulet?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I can cast Remove Curse now. If he still feels bad.
Wonderful.
Because I did prepare that.
Oh yeah. That's I was so excited about all the fire and the stuff.
Before you tune, don't do it.
I'm also grabbing the 2 vials.
I'm not sure that vials have to be attuned to, but
Well, no, but I'm still grabbing them and
Of
like
course.
all the
Jewels and coin.
the jewels and stuff. All the
so
coins.
I'm going to attempt to attune to the sword. Actually, looking over that book, if we pull it out, do we explode?
You take the book out. On the cover of the book is a shriveled, desiccated tongue.
Yeah.
As you're
Wonderful.
holding it, the book whips open. On the first few pages that sort of rifle through without you doing anything is just scribbles and muck and nothing, followed by perfectly blank pages.
Uh-huh.
And you feel for just a second as if something is watching you.
I'm gonna look at Erasmus. Erasmus,
Mhm.
this book is clearly evil.
You think the book with a fucking desecrated tongue on it that opened by itself is evil?
I'm going to gift you this book. I'm gonna put it in his.
Why, thank you.
You can do whatever you wish with it.
Maybe close it.
Do I recognize any of the scribbles? Was there anything meaningful?
No.
Well, I'm putting it in the bag of holding.
Okay.
It's a Horcrux. That's what Awkward Pants in the chat says.
It's always Horcrux.
Well, all right then. So we'll spend an hour resting, and then trying to attune to these items, not knowing if they're cursed or
Yeah.
not.
All of them?
Are cursed.
Are you going to attune to all of the items? No, you're not.
No, I've got the
put them-
boots. You've got the sword. There's a medallion.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm attuned to the medallion.
And that's everything. Item-wise.
So, the boots.
Yeah.
At the end of an hour, you understand that you have on a very warm, cozy boots of the Winterland. Elspeth.
Cool.
You have resistance to cold damage. You can ignore difficult terrain created by ice or snow, and you can tolerate temperatures as low as minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit without any additional protection.
Oh, my feet
And
are
if
always
you
cold.
wear-
These are perfect for me.
Yeah. If you wear like actual like other protection, you can tolerate temperatures as low as minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
You become a fucking tardigrade.
Too cold.
After an hour sitting with the you sit with the sword, you try, doing a few like basic exercises with it. Nothing.
Nothing. Well, apparently a sword is not for me.
What about the medallion?
As you sit with the medallion, you don't really feel anything. Blue, you're not holding it, but you can kind of feel it. Like you feel something coming from it. And you can see that Erasmus isn't feeling what you're feeling. Like he's going, da 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 da. This is not as much fun as fire.
Nothing is.
So he has very little interest in and isn't apparently getting anything from it. But you can tell from where you're at.
All right. I'm going to
There's
snag
something
it off and tell him he's doing it wrong.
It's like the boats
Wait,
all over again.
like I'm sitting with a medallion wrong? How does
Yes.
that work?
You just are. It's like that time with the boats. You just are doing it wrong.
Did you touch it?
Yes.
You have roll another Constitution check.
God damn it.
Oh, it's not a good stat for me.
Ooh.
That's
Oh, that
charisma.
was charisma. Ha ha ha! It starts with a C. That's all I care. Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
it is. You expect it this time, so when it comes at you, you're fine. Like you're holding on fine. You hear a voice in your head as the wave passes over you and says, "Oh, yes, sorry about that. It should wear off in a few days. Good show."
Do I see that the fact that he probably looks like his face probably looks like what the fuck was that?
You can roll insight.
12.
He looks like something happened. You're not sure what.
Did it do something?
It talked.
Oh.
It talked. What did it say?
It said it would wear off.
What would wear off?
The thing, it would wear off. I don't know. It was British, which makes no sense because I don't know what Britain is because we live in a different continent than that. But it had a very British accent.
Oh,
I am so confused.
I'm sorry. Did I get it wrong again? It's hard, you know. So many of you.
Oh, you've got a
So
friend.
it's still talking.
Does it sound friendly?
I don't know. It sounds British. Is British friendly?
Can maybe ask.
I don't know what that
introduce
is.
yourself.
Hello, medallion. My name's Blue.
Why did they choose him?
Well, of course it is.
Do
You think I don't know that?
Do you have a name besides medallion?
Well,
Oh, I hope this is permanent.
I mean, I'm more of a messenger, aren't I? I speak for someone who does not.
Wait, so your message isn't for me?
Oh, it's for you? Yeah, no, it's all very difficult, isn't it?
I mean, that's how I feel about it, but you're a medallion talking, so you know, like...
This is like, for the rest of us, this is gonna be like hearing
It's a one-way conversation.
Yeah, it's like someone is on the phone and you're only hearing half the conversation.
It's been a while. Yes, it's been time. Right. You may have died, but, you know, the master may have decided that you were better off not having died and move some things around.
Oh. Is that why I get the creepy feeling that I feel like dust and things?
Oh, yes. That would be it. Listen, it's very hard talking, you know. It's not like, it's not so much that I'm from far away. It's more that I'm not, speech is hard from where I'm at. So perhaps don't talk to me unless you need me.
Okay. I'll I'll remember that.
What's it saying?
Thank you for not killing me.
Is it threatening to kill you?
Well, life, death, it happens. It's none of my business, I don't think. Cheerio.
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 Cheerio?
Okay.
What
So
what just
all right. So so I think I died.
No, you didn't.
What?
I think I died. The amulet says that I died, but I wasn't supposed to die, and so somebody fixed it so that I didn't die. But it doesn't want to really talk all that much.
What?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
So you have a messenger medallion?
Yes.
So you have a weird circular friend?
Yes. Yes.
Does it do anything for you?
I mean, it talks to me. I don't know what else you want out of it.
Why is it here?
I just said it was a messenger, that I wasn't supposed to
From
die.
whom? Wait,
And then he said he didn't want to talk unless it was absolutely necessary.
so you could talk to him how do you know it's a him? It's
To be fair, I didn't ask. It's preferred pronouns. So. To be fair, I didn't do that.
So
But-
you can talk to them again if you want to?
Yes, but I would like not to.
Okay.
Maybe we should go and talk to the person back in town who might be able to put us in touch with some mages who can get us a clue, because we don't have any. I checked.
Yes, we have run out of ideas here.
Oh wait, we still need to with the jewels and the coins.
Okay. So, in the interest of time, I'm going to say that once you've collected everything up, you have about 700 gold pieces. You have some very antique-looking items, and you get this. You get this sense. You can put it together that these were probably personal items that were that the mummies had brought on and stored for whatever sentimental reason. There is a long ivory pipe. It's like really long.
Ooh.
Like it goes, if you were to smoke it, it would go almost to your feet.
Huh.
And it
Well,
looks
I'm
more
keeping that.
decorative than. There is a gold brooch that's kind of it's in like a scarab shape. There's a very beautiful calligraphy set inlaid with silver. And there's a creepy porcelain doll.
Of course there is.
Erasmus, I think this porcelain doll is for you as well.
It's all going in the bag of
And-
holding, right?
There is 12 gems of assorted sizes. None of these are glowing magic. These are all items that you could either sell or carry around because you like porcelain dolls and are going to start a collection. It's up to you.
Well, I'm keeping this pipe. It's beautiful.
If we divide the gold up, it's 175 each, by the way.
We
Okay.
wait. We at some point decided that we were going to have a banker for all of
Well,
us.
I did have the 10. I did keep a list, and I have 10. I noticed when I was looking, I was noting down my boots. I have 10 gold in the kitty. So I did make a note of all of this that was just read off.
Do we just put it in the
Bag of holding.
Okay.
Well, I'll put it in putting it in the bag of holding, and then is that where we're giving the party funds?
Is that well? I mean, I kept track of it, and I think I just put everything in the bag of holding. Oh, except the
Okay.
weapons. I don't know, or the medallion. Those obviously are with the people. So
Okay, so We have what, 710?
No, I've already got it written down.
Oh, okay.
It's all written down.
And you also have the like all the porcelain doll and
Yep,
all that.
I got doll creepy porcelain as a note.
Oh,
Calligraphy.
And gems and,
yeah,
and some gems.
yeah,
and
I
some-
told you. Yeah, gold brooch, calligraphy set, 12 gems. Yes, I've got it all. That's why I said it.
Just making sure. Okay.
Oh, and the creepy
All
book
right.
too.
Well, I've already wrote that. That's in the. I have that's in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. And did you cure Erasmus, Christy?
Yes.
Elspeth? Yes. Okay. And let's see.
Sounds
You
good.
rolled pretty high on that history, didn't you?
Who are you asking?
That's Elspeth. When was that?
Yeah, I can go back.
That
I
was
think I did.
22, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
I think I nailed it. Yeah, 22.
23
Yeah.
under religion.
You get you suspect that Tenraya Roland is the person who was the original owner of the sword and the medallion. You seem to remember like he had a special sword. You don't really remember anything about it, but he had a special sword. And he was, I don't know, like he was not a paladin exactly, but he was known to be in some sort of communication with the god of time. Like there was some talk about that.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So I explained that to the party.
Well, we killed the thing, and we got the things. Let's head back up.
All right. As of next session, you guys will be level 6, by the way.
Oh, sweet.
So you can decide afterwards what that means for you. And anyway, all right. So again, I don't think we need to go through the entire walk back. Again, it takes a couple of days, or it's creepy. It's not a fun trip to make.
We always check where we put up our hut.
Yeah.
more ruins.
How
No
long does it
worries.
take us to get back out?
It's hard for you to. Well, roll an intelligence check.
No.
Time has no meaning here.
Probably a month. I don't know.
Wow.
Guys, how have our rations lasted this long?
You're not the most patient creature, so it feels like a month. That's all you know. But for however long you go through a sleep cycle 4 times in all. And that's, you're not like exactly going really fast. They're just knowing that you have that icky book, it kind of bugs you a little bit. The medallion does not speak again.
I try out the pipe at some point.
You get fucking mummy rod again.
Oh god. Well, roll a constitution.
Why?
13.
You don't get sick, but there was some stuff in there that's like really old.
Ooh, resin.
Like you may have wanted to clean that stuff out.
I would assume that since I know how to smoke a pipe, that I would have like done that before.
Well, there's no kind of way to clean it, or maybe just
Yeah,
resin.
I mean,
There is.
like,
Pipe cleaner.
You have. How long is your pipe cleaner?
That's a fair point.
Like this was. I mean, this would be something of a production to clean it out. But now you've burned it through it, so fine.
Cleansing fires.
I mean, it's gross, and you kind of feel a little ill after, but it's fine now.
I like this pipe.
There you go. You can have the pipe.
And you look damn cool. So
Yeah, it's a pipe that goes all the way to my feet. That is. Wait, it's ivory, so it's like one long like tusk that's made into a pipe.
Probably not that big.
Yeah, it's not quite that big. You're only what, a couple feet tall, 2 or 3 feet.
No. Hold on. I am 2 feet 5 inches.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, I mean it could have been taken from some sort of tusk of some sort of animal.
But no, like it's one piece. Like it's one piece of ivory that's been hollowed out. Okay.
Yeah. It's got kind of a scrimshaw look to it. It's cool.
All right. So we get to the big doors, I take it?
You do.
And Paladin, you want to knock? You've got a heavier knock, I think.
Oh. Am I knocking with my hand or knocking with a hammer?
Or your head, whatever.
I think your hand probably enough.
Okay, then I knock with my hand. Just slam my fucking fist against it.
Oh, all right. Roll.
I mean, is it a stone door or what?
It's a wood door.
Oh, see, I had in the impression I was like big giant stone doors. No, then I'll just knock. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You knock, and you wait, and then you knock.
Is there light from outside the door?
Faintly, yeah.
Okay, it was just like I just wanted to know if like is it night or day?
Good question.
And you wait a bit, and you hear footsteps, and you hear sort of muffled, okay, you know. And eventually someone comes in, and it's not the same halfling as brought you in. It's a rather pimply faced, with bright red hair, halfling opens the door. He's kind of itching at himself and going, "Hey, yeah, they said you'd be around. Come on, it took you long enough."
Okay.
Hello to you too.
Yeah.
We follow him out.
So yeah, he just goes ahead of you, looks very business-like, like I'm here doing my thing, and you head out into the sunlight after some time. Blue, how do you have the amulet?
Does it have a way to hang it around my neck kind of
Yeah,
thing?
it has like a cord.
Yes, like that then. Hanging around my neck.
When you hit actual sunlight, because it is now daytime, the amulet goes. That's it.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is something only he can hear.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, you guys have no idea.
Did you like the sunlight?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a bit bright.
I'm not a big fan of it, but it's not like normally I'm not a big fan of it since it's kind of
nice to be
messes
out
with
of
my
it.
eyes. But it's nice to be back out.
Well, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's nice to see again.
How long has it been?
I don't know.
Probably about a month, right?
I think like a couple of days.
It's been more than 1,000 years.
Oh. You've been down there for 1,000 years?
No. Wouldn't be alive if that was that.
What did
Are you feeling okay again?
you could explain to us what's going on?
No, because it's way funnier not.
Yeah. They took us. They took us.
Who took you?
We went together. No one took me.
Are you? Can I roll an intelligence check to see if I can figure out that he's speaking with the amulet again?
Sure.
19.
Yeah, you get the sense he's not talking.
Okay, I don't say anything. I stop responding and let everyone else keep doing it.
People that have passed on. It's no good making an enemy of the god of time, you know. The years are not kind to you after that.
If I could turn.
I can't imagine that making enemies with the god of time. So who made enemies with the god of time?
We didn't.
I think the zombies did.
The bastards.
Like, is that their actual name, or do you want to just call them that?
What are you talking about?
I'm laughing because I figured out what's going on.
I don't want to talk about it, do I?
Well, you perked up when you came outside. I haven't heard you in.
Oh, but then, you just figure you could bring up old memories that are obviously not going to be pleasant ones. Thank you.
I don't know what are pleasant or unpleasant memories. I was turned to dust, mind you, very much.
You're a real buzzkill. The minute I come out, have the first sun I've seen in 1,000 years. And you've got to be, well, I was dead.
All right. How about this? I'll make a deal with you. How about what would you like to do, Mr. Amulet? And then we can talk afterwards.
Okay, now everyone knows that it's the amulet.
Little kitty. You don't want to make a deal with me unless you are prepared for the consequences. Now, do you?
I mean, I was just going to say...
I don't think I have impressed upon you that I'm not just a normal, everyday piece of jewelry.
Well, he does talk, so...
I was literally just going to clean you, but if you need more than that...
A nice cleaning would be nice. But don't say things like, I'll make a deal with you. Unless you want to make a deal.
I see.
Notice, go a bit pale.
Yeah. When I get a chance, we'll clean you up.
Thank you.
Are you gonna clean it like a cat?
I think at this point I'm scared enough of it that I might actually go find a jeweler.
So should we, is it the middle of the day? Can we tell? Is it noon or close to sunset or?
Yeah. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Or a nature check. Either way.
Okay, probably perception because I spent my whole life at libraries and in classrooms. I'm just filling the space while I go to my perception.
You did get nature. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It's probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. So would we have time to head back to the Rowena's house? The map?
Yep, you could do that.
Well, I suggest that to the party.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we have stuff. So,
We have stuff.
and she probably knows about stuff. So we should bring the stuff to her
She can also
and
contact
ask her about the stuff.
She can contact the school too.
Also, too.
So yeah, we head over.
So you head over to her house and you knock on the door, and she opens it very quickly. And seeing you there, she sighs a huge sigh of relief and says, "Oh God, you were gone for long enough that I thought perhaps the worst had happened."
I know it's like a month.
Well, not quite that long, but
Oh.
come in.
We found
And she
stuff.
looks shush. She looks around as if like making sure nobody is watching, and ushers you in as quickly as she can. I'm sorry about that. There were some questions of me after you went in and then didn't come out. But you're here, and great. Good. Were you successful?
We believe
We
so.
assume so.
We killed some mummies and some half mummified things, and as far as we know, we made sure that they aren't coming back.
Oh, well, that's good.
I pull out this sword. We found this, not totally certain what it does, and we found some other things. What about that book, Erasmus?
I pull out the book of
Tongue.
the really creepy book. I'm like, pretty sure it's evil.
So first she looks at the sword, and you see her eyes light up with just the beauty and the elegance. She doesn't touch it. She doesn't touch anything. And then her eyes go on the book, and appears quite repulsed.
The opposite feeling.
She clears off a space on her table and begins casting incantations. She says, "This is going to take about 20 minutes to get all the information. Why don't you get yourself some nice tea?"
Oh, can I have a
So
bath?
there.
Do you have a bathtub? We were down there for days. I stink.
Yes. Of course. And she goes and she shows you to her boudoir with her nice porcelain tub. There's some very lovely herbal scented soaps and salts there. You know, she's a girly girl.
Nice.
So she leaves you to it.
I'm gonna, as she like does the incantations and stuff, like I'm gonna like ask if there's anything I can help with, or otherwise I'm just gonna observe the magic.
You should probably just watch from a distance.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not to be rude. It's just requires a certain amount of concentration. Thank you.
Can I do an arcana check as she does it to see what she's doing?
Sure.
That's an 8.
Ooh, she's doing magic.
Oh my god, she pulled a rabbit out of a hat. How did she split that lady in two?
Who knows? Who knows? So after she's done, the first thing that she approaches is the sword, and she spends about 10 minutes meditating. She's drawing runes in the air with her fingers. She's muttering under her breath. Reverence, you know, obviously, that this is a identify spell.
Mhm.
Sorry. And at the end of that, she says, I understand, yes. This is a very powerful sword, and it was once wielded by a great hero of history who was lost to us. We never knew what became of him.
Oh, I think we might know.
Yes, during our search, we came across a tomb, and the names of these of several heroes were written down on the sarcophagi in there, and they had been turned to mummies.
Turned to mummies?
Indeed.
Oh,
And so had some rather unfortunate adventurers that had gone before us.
that's horrible, especially for, well, this person.
Well, their soul should be addressed now, at least.
Thank goodness. It was said that he was a disciple of Kronos, and as you would know, they have a particular hatred of all things undead. This would have been an unliving hell for him. Well, I'm glad that you were able to set that right.
So what does the sword do?
Well, it's an elven sword, and it doesn't do anything unless you're elven. And I think we'll be returning it to the school, and they'll know who is our best able to...
But say you were elven, what would it do?
Oh, well, you know, the stories.
Nope, I don't.
Roll an insight check.
No, natural one.
Lost the site check.
Reverence, you don't think she's going to be telling you the secrets of elven magic anytime this century. So, you know that you can press her all day on this. But this is an elven woman looking at an elven relic and not about to share it with... As much as she may like you guys, she's not sharing.
All right, I'm just going to let
so
Erasmus.
seriously, what does it do?
Oh,
No.
hard things and cutting people up and such.
Well, so it's not magic?
No, it's very magic. Don't you worry.
So it magically cuts people off?
Exactly. Anyway, I better get working on the book.
Sure, sorry.
So after another 10 minutes,
I come back from the bath, by the way, now.
Yeah. She completes all of her spelling and all of that stuff. And she looks at it in horror.
More than she already was.
More so than she already was. And she did any of you open it?
Yes, I did.
And I looked inside it.
Oh. Well.
It actually kind of opened itself. I just picked it up.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that again. We should get this to the school as soon as possible. Let me think. How soon can we do that?
Well, you've got your elk.
She's
You can
inside. Yeah.
You can ride that?
No, it's not that. I don't think we should let anyone here know what we're doing.
Okay.
Of course.
They're military folks, and if they thought they had an object that was very powerful, they may not be willing to heed our warnings that it is bad powerful.
Do you want us to bring it back to the school?
Here's the thing. I've got a portal that I've set up. It's a little away from the camp. They don't know about it. We can go tonight. It should be safe. We should sneak. And right. And then I can take you, and we'll just go in the portal, and we'll go right back. And then, I can bring you back here, or I can just, if you don't want to come back here, you can go on your merry way, and I'll just tell them you left.
That sounds cool.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I pull out the 2 vials. We also found these.
Okay. She's looking at them. I am going to have her. Oh. That is 1 potion of giant strength and a potion of stone giant strength.
Ooh.
To make you very strong.
Oh, you're writing it down?
I'm typing it right now. See what each one does. So we're doing a stone giant, and what else?
1 potion of giant strength.
Like hill giant?
Let me double check.
Is it the uncommon one? Right? Is it
Yeah.
the lesser one? So it's a hill giant, and that makes your strength 21, and the stone giant makes your strength 23.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll write those down. I'll hold on to these if no one minds.
I think they're best suited for you.
I mean, he's already strong, so
Even more so now.
that's true. If we have a really
Tough.
really tough door that needs unlocking.
That'd be a perfect use of a potion.
I think it's a very good find, and here, you've done very well. And she goes into her desk, and she opens it up. You can see that she's got like a little magical lock or ward on it, because you can see her going, with the fingers and stuff. And she comes out, and she hands Elspeth, she hands it to you, 10 platinum coins.
Oh,
Damn.
okay.
Rich.
Going in a kitty.
Why would you stuff it inside blue? That's just.
That's where we're at.
So, do you have anything that you need to do before tonight? Or
Well, some food would be nice. I'm also out of travel food.
oh, of course. You can, if you want to head into town, there should be some merchants still open at the stores. And let me see. I definitely have, just give me a chance to get cooking, and I'll have dinner ready in perhaps a half hour.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Is that enough time for me to go in and buy some rations, or?
Yes. If rations are all that you need, are looking to buy, that's
Yeah,
easy
really.
enough.
What
Like,
about
I'm,
going
like,
to the
stocking up on-
jewelry place? Or getting cleaning supplies for the medallion?
Roll investigation.
Well, me? I mean,
Or whoever's doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to get stock up on rations because I literally used every single one of
well, I
them.
had a sort of an idea. If we want to make sure we don't get caught by the guards, maybe we could scope a place to have a distraction, like a small delayed fire that would go off that would pull attention away from where we're heading
I like that
toward the
idea.
portal.
But okay, I just want to clean my medallion.
But we can all go together, and then we'll be seen, and people will know we're back, and then we maybe won't give her so much hassle, and we can talk about the fact that we're heading out, if anyone bumps into us. So,
Blue, you wander around, but this is an army barracks, not like it's not a city. It's very military, and there's no place that looks like it's going to be good for jewelry supplies.
what about cleaning swords and other metals?
Yeah.
Repurpose it.
There is a in the barracks itself. There is a like a smithy, and a burly dwarf is pounding very hard on what looks like some sort of war hammer. And when you come in, he takes a look at you and visibly scoffs.
I scoff back at him.
He can't tell. He's not used to kobolds.
Good. That's good because he being a dwarf, he probably doesn't really like me too much to begin with.
Is there a way for me to get some of the cash so I could go ahead and see if this fellow here will sell me some armor?
Sure.
Yeah. If you want your portion.
If you want to sell him my leather armor, you can. I won't need it.
Right. Yeah, I need 100. I need 90 right now, so
I think you
I'm a
did the
monk.
maths.
really-
You did the maths before on the 700.
just on the 700 it was 175
Yeah.
each.
So we can
All right, then.
apportion that out.
Yeah. Genuinely
Okay.
don't care. The monk cat does
292
not
is what I
actually
have.
care about money. He's probably.
Yeah, cleric doesn't.
All right,
so
then
much either.
I'm gonna go see if I can go and purchase some armor from this place.
So the dwarf looks up at you as you walk in. Says, "So you're the guys that went down, huh?"
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
That's all he's saying.
Well, excuse me. I was wondering if you could, if there was armor to purchase here.
Roll persuasion to even get him to
20.
talk to you. Oh, dude. Okay.
Natural fucking 20. That high charisma status is helping out.
He looks at you and he starts sort of taking you in, and he says, "Well, I don't get a chance to make armor for big guys that often. You're a pretty tall drink of water, aren't you?"
That's what I've been called. Not sure what it means, but absolutely.
That is the most reverence response ever.
It means there's a lot to you in here. Not bad looking.
Well, thank you.
Oh god, it's a gay blacksmith.
You guys need some time by yourselves?
Why would I need that?
Relief?
now him pounding the warhammer has a whole connotation.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Yeah, character didn't say that.
Kitty cat. I don't have anything for you, so if you wanted to go shoo.
I see how this is. Fine. Leaving. Jeez.
So,
I'm gonna go out and find some place to.
The armor you've got isn't half bad. It's got some nice scroll work. Got some. Are you sure you wanna? What were you thinking?
Well, there's splint mail. I hear it gives a little bit more protection to the chain that I currently wear.
Yeah. I do have. I mean, I'd need to take your measurements, and.
Oh, absolutely.
Why don't you come on in? Come on in. So he brings you in, and he takes your measurements up and down, checks you out, and he says, well, I've got some here that I could just give you, but if you really want a custom fit, and I think you do, you look like a man who wears his armor, not just for show. It might take a few days.
A few days, you say?
Yeah.
Well, we were told. Hold on, Allocator. We were told we can come back, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine by me.
Great. Yeah. I mean, I'll work on this day and night. And speaking of which, where are you staying?
I'm staying with my. I wasn't here for when we met this character. What was her name?
We're not staying with her. We're staying
Rowena.
We're
Her name is
staying.
Rowena.
Well, but when we slept here before, we slept. In a room on top of the stables.
Oh yeah, the room on top of the stables.
Okay.
Is this the place where we're running the inn because we slaughtered the innkeeper? Or
Wait, what?
That's an entirely different game.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
That was
My
you and me,
realities
an
are
entirely
blending.
different game.
My realities are
What?
blending.
It's from another game.
What the fuck?
He says you slaughtered an innkeeper.
Different reality. Entirely different reality.
No, the stables.
Okay. So, well, unfortunately, we've not found any comfortable room. We've been staying at the stables.
Well, I mean, if you'd be interested, I could rent you a room.
I'm quite comfortable in the stables myself. My friends, on the other hand, they're more less used to rough living.
I want to point out that is very much a lie.
It's true.
That's not what Reverend thinks.
both me and Blue are we're used to not sleeping comfortably.
You know what, though? Reverence is literally the opposite. He's just been in a temple his whole life.
Yeah, I mean, look, let me level with you, all right? I don't want there to be anything awkward. You're a customer. I'm I'm your blacksmith, right?
Absolutely. I see no problem there.
All I'm saying is, I find you very congenial. And if you wanted at any time in the next couple of days while you're hanging out, if you wanted to maybe come over, we could do dinner. We could just talk and see where things goes. I'm just putting that out there.
The chat is shipping this, by the way.
Say what?
The chat is shipping
I know.
this.
No, don't be rude.
Congenial. Not sure what that word means either, but I'll take your word on it.
I almost hear him blushing.
Oh, I mean, friendly, attractive.
Hold on. Let me roll this one.
You have no idea.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
He wants to be a friend.
Well, I will. What about my companions? They'll need to eat as well. Perhaps we could. Where is something good to eat in this town? Is this a town or a fortress or what is this? I'm so confused.
Yeah, this is more of a military installation. There isn't really what I'd call a good place to eat, or inn.
Okay.
Such as it is more of like a barracks, a place for soldiers to let off steam. I'm sure your friends would be very comfortable there. They look like hardy folk. I'm just saying. All right, how do I
love this so much.
Suggesting is, and I'm saying this, I don't want to be off-putting, right? I'm just saying that maybe if we got to know each other, just the two of us, that would be okay too. I mean, your friends can come. They can have, I can make something. I'm a very good cook. Don't let the burly exterior fool you. I am not without domestic skills. My mother raised me right. Am I right? I'm right.
Absolutely, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I just, you're kind of cute. That's all. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I appreciate that. I've never been called that by a burly dwarf man before, but I appreciate the compliment.
Maybe you haven't been meeting enough burly dwarf men. A lot of us are very open-minded. And yeah, look, I've talked enough. I'll get to work. Just think about it. And
It's so sweet.
Of course. I will think about this. I won't be around tonight. I won't be able to take you up on that offer, but perhaps tomorrow, the day after or something, when we come back. I'm not absolutely certain what the plan is for them.
Lovely. So. I'll tell you what, we'll have candlelight, we'll have wine, it'll be fantastic. I promise you. No pressure. Just talking.
Well, all right then. What about the payment? Would you like to pay now or afterwards?
I mean, oblivious. This is a fucking sitcom.
He looks at you and just so insulted. You're not when somebody's been deeply offended. And he says, yeah, I mean, you don't have to be that way. I mean, it's just, when I'm done the armor, I'll pay it. You'll get it for a fair price. I'm not suggesting anything like that. Okay, that's you know what. Go.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. This will be ready for you in 3 days, okay? It will be perfect. I
Okay.
do good work.
He goes, I'm like, okay, all right. See you in 3 days.
Two completely different conversations just happened.
Walk back outside. I'll see her look around. There's all the others gone.
No, I am watching all that. I was watching all of that.
Strangest fellow.
Yeah, I was gonna
asked me to ask for dinner, and then when I asked to pay him, he got mad about it.
Yeah,
Wait,
you had it going really well until you talked about the payment. You had him wrapped around your finger. I was gonna ask him, on behalf of the medallion, you go back and tell him that you needed to clean your sword, and asked him for some liquid and a cloth.
Clean my. Why would I need? I don't have a sword.
That is such a euphemism.
Yes, it was meant to be.
Oh, good. Well, I'm gonna go out and buy some rations.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's a military place, so I'm assuming that's gonna be fairly easy. I just need to.
Yeah. You're able to do that at the there's like an area where they have.
I'm gonna buy 10.
I encourage him to scout out like a campfire that can maybe get a little too hot somewhere on the other side of the, look for something that would be a good.
Oh, I can make any campfire a little too hot.
Well, again, but we need to know we don't know where the portal is, so we kind of need to know, where to put the distraction up.
Do we really need a distraction?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the game, or we can just go.
I mean, that was very much out of character. I just want to say, like, Erasmus is all about this distraction because it involves fire. So, how much would 10 rations be?
That's not much at all. Give me 1 second, and I'll look it up in the player's handbook.
So do people just want to walk into the woods at night and hope the guards don't catch us? Or we are in a military town. We are in a military installation, so...
Well, I'm assuming she knows how to get out.
Yeah, we also have a walking tank.
5...
silver pieces per, so that's what?
That's 50 silver pieces.
For rations?
That seems...
For 10.
For 10 rations.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for doing math.
That is 25 gold.
I'm willing to defer to the party.
Oh, no. Sorry.
But we do have a walking...
That is 5 gold.
Yeah.
I'm paying that out of my own...
Yeah.
There we go.
So, yeah, my opinion is our paladin isn't that stealthy.
That's true. I say we try until we get caught. And then get uncaught.
And then get caught.
Then get uncaught. Well, that if things go not well, then we do the distraction. But
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So, is there anything else you want to do, I should say?
Nope, that was it, I think. We failed at cleaning the medallion, so way to go,
We
team.
Well,
And
I do
getting a
have some
date,
things I want to
apparently.
sell because I'm never going to use them, and I might as well.
Can we do that another time and just get on with the plot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this also isn't the right place to do it.
So yeah, we head back.
All right, you head back, and Rowena has made a very nice dinner for all of you. There is rice. There is like a fish. Not one you necessarily recognize, but it's been very nicely cooked. It's something like a tilapia,
Ooh.
like a white fish. There's a lemon sauce that is delicate and nicely flavored. So she hands this out. There are some root vegetables that are sort of mixed and colorful, and she hands that out to all of you, and you sit down and have a very nice meal.
Oh,
I take extra of the fish because I miss home. I miss having fish.
Mm.
all right. Well, I feel better. Ready
Oh,
to
that's right.
sneak.
Yeah, I am from a fishing town, so
Are you?
Oh, really? Where are you from? Where exactly?
Snurd.
Oh, no, I've never been there. How is it?
It's quaint. It's a bit. I mean, it's both quaint and quite busy. Like there's a lot of ship traffic going through, and but it's also like once you get outside the harbor and that area, it's nice and quiet.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I've never lived on an island, but it always seemed so romantic, you know?
I mean, Snurd isn't that small, so it's a lot from. It's more like living at the coast, really, than living on an island. It's when you get to the size that kind of size.
I guess I never thought of it that way.
This is good
Well-
fish, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad we had some extra. We're not that far from the ocean, the sea.
And or the river.
True. But though this is a sea fish.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, in real life, I have no idea what the fish you mentioned
Tilapia.
is, so
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard that. I probably
Yeah.
know what it is in Danish, but I have no idea what it is. What the translation is.
I am not translating tilapia into Danish
No.
today.
I wasn't asking you to.
Yeah.
So, do we help with the table and stuff and kind of get ready to, as the sun goes down, I take it, because it's getting on now?
Yep. You help.
Oh,
You clean
it's
up.
the same thing. That didn't help me.
It is a mild white fish. I don't know.
No,
It's
it
not
doesn't matter.
particularly
Doesn't
big.
matter.
I don't know. I don't want to break you out of your, the spell by not. You can't picture the fish.
It doesn't matter. Like, on with the story. This is.
Okay. Really? This isn't like a.
This is not an
travel log?
important plot point.
How do you know? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just giving you crap. All right.
Turns out the boss is like a chef, and we have to answer food related questions.
So anyway, she waits, and she's looking kind of nervous. She's looking outside, and she seems to be waiting for something specific. And after the sun has fully gone down and maybe another hour has passed, she says, all right, come on and do exactly as I tell you. Okay.
All right.
It's very important that you just follow me and go exactly where and when I say, okay? I know when people do what around here, okay? Thank you.
What about my elk?
Are you planning on coming back?
Yes.
Do you think he'd mind staying here?
I look at him. Do you mind staying here for a day or two?
He looks at you and walks away.
Don't know what that means. Don't speak elk.
I think it means he's fine. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Either that or it means he's going to meet us at the It's hard to tell with these creatures, these fey creatures.
Bye, Dave.
So, anyway, follow me. She takes you in a variety of stops and starts, sort of walking first east along the road, then she stops for a bit and sort of hides behind a building for approximately 10 minutes. Does everybody want to do a stealth check?
Yes.
Oh boy.
No, but I will.
Yeah. 15. Oh, nice. A natural 20 for the cat.
Yeah.
I'll
Not
be
that it
doing
really matters that you have
No
a
one can
fucking
see the
plus
cat.
8.
Ew.
No.
Disadvantage.
The cat.
I'm
9.
gonna say because, well, yeah. It's lucky that Blue rolled so high. Because, a couple of times she has to look back and go, shh, 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 shh. Okay, shh.
I'm moving as quietly as I can.
Couldn't you have taken off the armor and just went into normal clothes?
No, I don't have any other clothes.
That
She
armor
looks
must be
at
disgusting.
you and in just shock. What? You don't have any other clothes?
No, I left the temple and then I just sort of wandered and then I forgot about clothes for about a day or two and it was too late to turn around at that point.
Well, you have, surely you have some kind of padding underneath.
Well, of course, I have like an undershirt.
Can we get to the portal?
Sorry.
Yes, let's go. You should meet our Smithy. He'll love you.
I did meet him about some armor. He's a very strange fellow.
I keep giggling now from the rest of the trip, and that's why I got a 5.
So she takes you up. You get past there are a couple really close calls, but you get through. And finally, you are in the woods where she breathes a sigh of relief because, I think that maybe we should make sure you get some clothes before you come back. But be that as it may, head with me, and we don't need to be quite so quiet. There's nobody comes out here. She takes you. It takes about a half hour till you get to a clearing, and you're walking at a fairly brisk pace. She clearly knows where she's going, though. When she gets to the clearing, she moves some tree branches around, and you see that there is a circle that has been inscribed onto the ground, and she goes over it. She takes out some chalk and she sort of goes over the lines again, and she does her once again goes into a magical ritual. About 10 minutes later, she waves you over and says, all right, we can go through and we will be inside of the Barney Tower. They have been expecting us for a couple of days, so there shouldn't be any problems.
Okay.
Okay. And let's go. And she does her thing. Magical yibbee-dooby. And the world flickers and waves for a moment. Blue, this creates a whole other, you can roll Constitution again. Blue?
There you go. Oh, they oofed.
as soon as you get out of, so
Teleportation
you
signal.
find yourself in the tower, and Blue, you are puking. Just like the after effects of the time distortion that has happened to you are gonna, it's created quite the vertigo issue. And the amulet says, "Oh, there. You'll be fine. Suck it up."
Stiff upper lip.
Don't get any vomit on the amulet. As you pitch forward.
Definitely don't get any vomit on the amulet. There's a good kitty. Meow.
Dangles back and forth. All right, so are we in Barony Tower, or did she transport us to someplace completely different?
No, she brought you to Barony Tower.
We're in the middle of a desert and she's not there.
So you look up and you are in Elspeth, what is for you a very familiar place in Barony Tower. Though you haven't been in this particular room before, you see that there is, similar to the circle with all the runes that were inscribed upon the area in the woods, only much more defined, much more permanent. And this is you would know what this is. This is a portal that is set up for these kinds of travel. Rowena goes, she knocks on the door, and a moment later, a maid comes and opens and says, Oh, hello. Oh, yes, I was told you'd be here. It's a little gnomish girl, and she brings you in. She takes a look at the vomit and doesn't say anything, but doesn't look thrilled about it. She brings you into a parlor, and she says, "Well, right. Is there anyone in particular you want me to alert, or just the master?"
Oh fuck! Well, I can't remember what the people. That's completely gone. The people we actually have a contact with, the two teachers. One of them is like.
Oh, the druid.
Like herbs
the
and
druid
stuff.
Teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. That.
The other one is dwarf. I seem to remember.
But didn't we also talk to the president of the school?
Yep, you've talked to just about everybody. So.
Yeah, but with our contacts, our members of the Candlewick Societies are the two of the teachers.
Was it the druid woman?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Professor Ravon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Professor Snowspine.
Yes. Inform Professor Ravon and Professor Snowspine, if you would.
Of course. I do have to tell Professor Barney first, of course.
Sure.
It will just be a bit. Can I get you anything in the meantime?
No, we're good.
The cat probably needs some water
Yeah,
or
maybe
something.
some whiskey to rinse out the mouth.
Some milk.
I mean, it's true. I would like that.
Which one?
All of them?
Milk? Let's go with milk.
Except you're not supposed to feed a dog cat milk, but...
Of course. She comes... she leaves, comes back in just a moment later with a tall, frosty glass of milk, which she gives you, and then she heads out. About a half hour passes before you see the familiar salt and pepper dwarf that is Professor Snowspine. and Professor Ravon, with her wood elven features and her red hair and freckles and all of that. And they both come in and they greet you very warmly and say, "Oh, you've returned victorious. I hear you are.
Yes.
Can you tell us everything?"
Certainly.
Well, we've been on quite a journey. Began telling them everything, I guess. I don't remember like 3 sessions because I wasn't here.
Well, everything that has
Skip
to
to
do
the
with the
end.
actual mission.
Yeah.
Here, we got these
Like,
things.
I don't think we don't.
I think you can skip to, here's our bag of holding full of things.
Right.
Well, it's more
Rowena,
like, what do we actually tell? Like, I'm assuming we tell them about the actual adventure in Freelance and Pass, and possibly also their thing with the ogres and the blue eye.
Oh, the blue eye thing, yes. Even if we didn't get the blue eye.
yeah. They appear very concerned. At the end of your recitation, Rowena, she gets up and says, "Well, 2 things. I've been very concerned about what they brought back. It is, well, you should see it for yourself. Can you?"
I get out the book.
They look at it for a moment, and Professor Snowspine whistles and sits back, sort of clutching his beard, and says, "Did any of you open this?"
Yes.
Kind of sort of opened on its own, and me and Reverence might have looked in it.
Right.
Are we dying?
No.
Because that sort of was close to happening a couple times.
I don't know what that means, but what I can tell you is, well, have you heard of Vecna?
Have I heard of Vecna?
Roll a religion check.
All right. Knowledge, religion.
Hmm.
23.
You almost certainly definitely yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
you know who this is, and you're aware that this is a lich god and the keeper of secrets. And quite evil. I mean, as a lich god, you've never heard of a good lich god.
Comes with the job.
Particular, is quite evil. So Professor Snowspine says, right. So Vecna can see you if you open the book. So I'm just saying that he's gotten a look at you two, and I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't want Vecna looking at me.
Wouldn't be the first to be staring at me. Dark entity, I mean.
I mean, yeah. You have dark entities that stare at you?
Well, I do have a grandmother that seems to not leave me alone. And like, I look at him and I point to the horns and the facial features, and I'm like, Zariel has been in touch at times throughout my life.
That's awful. I'm sorry to hear it.
I am too.
Yeah, this is I know this one I've heard of it before, and you were right to bring it to us. It's called the Tome of the Stilled Tongue. You know, from the tongue. And
Big name.
I mean, they say that Vecna ripped it out of one of his underlings who he felt was treacherous to him. And yeah. So
What does it do beyond show Vecna what it looks upon it?
well, it's good for a spellcaster. You know how a spellcaster can only cast so many spells.
Indeed.
This lets you write stuff in this book and then be able to use it and use the spells in it without expending the energy that you would usually use. So you can end up using lots more spells, which almost any wizard or sorcerer would tell you is a good thing. But, you know,
The evil.
evil. Yeah, exactly. You got
I'm
it
starting
there.
to look a little nervous.
Super evil. Like, not just even regular evil, super evil. So, what we're going to do with this is probably put it somewhere where nobody else can find it or get to it. So,
That is for the best.
yeah, because it's not really, like I say, it's good you brought it to us because sure, we can't use it, but at least we can keep it from our enemies, right? That's a good thing.
Yes.
Right there.
Do you want to show them the sword or?
Yes, absolutely. We also found this blade here. I've been told that it is an elven artifact, though I'm not sure what it does personally.
No, it cuts things magically.
Yes, it cuts things magically.
So they both give you an odd look, but you take out the sword and they look at it. Professor Snowspine doesn't necessarily recognize it off the top of his head, but Professor Ravon appears at least to have a flicker of recognition. She looks up at Rowena, and Rowena nods at her. And she says, I must thank you for bringing this back to us. It is a relic of my people. We will bring it back to... I'm sure there are many sword masters and blade singers who would love to have this.
Well, I'm glad we can bring it back to the people who rightfully own it.
Yes, thank you. You've done very well. Much better than we could have imagined that you would do, even as brave as you were. I'm just, I'm amazed at your abilities.
What about the medallion?
Medallion?
I just look over. Well, we've found this strange talking medallion, though it does seem to it's chosen our cat friend here.
It's only talking to him.
Yes.
Either that or he's gone nuts.
Yeah,
It's one of the other.
I could just be crazy.
No one else hears it.
Rayvon goes and she, let me see.
You've heard of the crazy cat lady? No, it's the crazy cat man.
She looks at it. She rolls a natural one. And she just sort of stares at it and says, this talks to you? What do you mean?
Like how you talk to me, it talks.
And let's see what professors. Okay. They both kind of look at each other and they whisper together for a minute, and then they come back and they say, well, this is more of a religious artifact. It's not really like in our zone. You could go to maybe a cleric or I think that's a symbol of what is his name there? Kronos? Chronot? Kronos. Yeah, definitely Kronos. You could go and ask, well, I mean, not that there's many temples to him anymore. There's some in the elven countries, but not aware of much anywhere else, and they're not exactly busy, you know. Yeah, but I don't sense anything evil from it, and if it's talking to you, I think, you know, I hope it's a good conversationalist. Keep us posted.
Okay, will do. You okay with that,
So-
Medi? I'm just gonna call you Medi from now on.
Where? So,
Really?
where else would we go? Because I'm assuming this isn't the only place that has these artifacts. And so far, we haven't really found any. Besides the sword, we haven't really found anything that would be useful in case of war.
Right. Well, I mean, it's up to you. It's we're not here to tell you where you need to go so much, but we can point you in various directions.
That's sort of what I was asking.
Do you know where we might be able to? Who might be able to know more about the blue eye?
Oh, good idea. That's an 11.
The blue eye. So give us, you know what? I don't know, but I know where to look. So give us a shot. Would you mind staying here at the tower tonight and going back in the morning?
Sure.
I think Reverence has a date.
Yeah, in a couple days.
What?
Oh,
A
sorry,
date? I purchased armor. What are you talking about?
Yeah, armor and with dinner.
What?
You're so congenial.
I have 3 days, and then my armor will be finished, so we have some time.
You're still banging it out.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
I'm sure there are things involving banging involved.
You
Sure.
had to beat the iron while it's on.
I'm sure your cod piece would be very impressive.
I'm not sure why you're thinking about my cod piece, but okay.
We're a party of 12-year-olds and one
Grown up.
adult who doesn't they're confused.
So Rowena is looking at you very knowingly, but the other two are clearly no clue what the heck you're talking about. Well, I don't want to get interfere with your social life. We'll have everything ready for you in the morning, and yeah, you can. We just need to look some things up in the library. It'll be toot sweet. There you go. Let me call Shelby, the maid. And so they call Shelby, who brings you 2 very nice, cozy rooms up in the tower where you can have a rest. And I think that is a good place to leave off.
I have one thing I want to do before going to sleep that night.
Sure.
I would like to take a page out of the book and scribble a prayer, like religious asking to my patron about the fact that Vecna is now watching me, apparently.
Oh, and I also want to hand in my field book on mushrooms to the professor
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
with all my reports.
She, yeah. When she looks at it, she is so impressed. And she asks you a lot of questions and writes a lot of things down because she's genuinely interested in, like, this isn't just a cover story for her. She's like really wants to
Yeah,
know.
became something
She
for me too.
seems, yeah, she seems a bit concerned a couple of times when you mentioned some of the growths and some of the how putrid some of the things were. But she's very grateful and lets you know that if you could continue to do this, this would be very
Oh,
helpful.
cool. Yeah, take my book back. Well, yeah, she can make a copy and bring it back to me before we leave.
Sure, I have some students that I can get right on this. Thank you.
Woohoo.
And Erasmus, roll religion.
That's an 8.
You stare into the fire.
I'm burning the page.
Oh, right. And you're staring into the fire as the page burns. It wavers a second and then comes back. And the only sense that you get is that it is aware of the problem. That's as best as you can get from it.
I nod my head like deeply towards the fire.
The fire seems to nod back.
And I'm now feeling a lot less terrified and a lot less worried about it because I trust my patron to help me take care of this problem.
Okay.
All right. If nothing else, I think this is a good place, like I said, to end. And then, as I said before, everybody as of next session will be level 6. And if you guys want to...
roll some health, right?
Yeah, roll some health. And we could probably discuss like the map and where you might want to be going or where you might be interested in going.
Yeah, at the start next time.
Yeah, and figure it out from there. I mean, take a look at the map, and if you have any questions.
Well, we have to go pick up some armor, so presumably if there's anything in that direction.
Yeah, back in the mountains.
And also, I have something in Newfoundland that I need to pick up. I have my tail dagger.
Right. Yes.
It's been quite a few weeks since I left.
Yeah.
It's been like a month.
Right.
Oh yeah, let's roll some health.
8, 9.
Oh, I don't remember what my health is. It's D8.
And do we get ability points again? Well, that wasn't great.
Ooh. I think you reroll ones.
Yeah, you can roll the one. Again.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
Third time lucky.
4 plus 2. Oh, yes. 6 more.
And I have Aura of Protection now, so everybody can be aware of
is this
that.
where we do...
Because if you're within 10 feet of me and you make a saving throw, you get to add my charisma bonus to your saving throw, which is a +4.
I'll be hanging around you. Do we also get our ability bumps?
Oh, it's 6.
No.
Not at
Okay.
6.
That would be at... Let's take a look.
Well, I know I get something. I get...
You probably get some... You're... What's your
I
question?
get the Dark One's luck, which
Yes,
means
that,
which is a thing where I can once per short rest, I can roll a d10 and add it to an ability check or saving throw.
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, I'll be rude, cleric.
Christy, you'll get a extra use of your channel divinity. You'll also gain divine domain feature. So whatever domain that you picked, you'll get a picked feature from it.
Cool.
And you'll get one more third level spell to cast per day, and that'll be it
Okay.
for you. Your next ability score increment is at level 8.
Okay. Well, we got a ways to go then.
Mm-hmm.
My fucking health roll was terrible. Fucking free.
All I get is the aura protection, but it's an incredibly useful buff for everybody.
Yeah.
I get
So.
another.
And it's cool.
I get another spell.
Oh, and I get another spell.
I don't use enough spells. I have them, but I don't use them.
Well, you're so useful outside of spelling.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're always slacking.
Anyway.
Yeah, so anyway, I'll wrap it up. Sorry, we can do these kind of fiddly things on our own time. Thank you,
Sorry,
everyone,
you
for
have to
watching.
talk.
Join us next time when we're going to start off with some exciting figuring out what we're going to do next in the next episode. So until next time, people who have been watching, thank you so much. And people who have been playing so much. Goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. So, yeah, say goodbye, party.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
buddy.
party.
I did the bit.